Hello, I'm Tristan Spohn, a professional actor and acting coach that in 2021 played Ray Rudinsky in season 4 of FBI. Today I'm going to be breaking down my performance from the very first scene I'm introduced to the last scene where I have a grievous death.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Guy on a red bike.
Industrial part of town, that time of night. Is there enough for facial rec?
It was so embarrassing. They had a stunt double on hand in case my bike riding skills were atrocious. Luckily, I was able to be competent enough.
Yeah, Ray Rudinsky, 19, son of
Pat Rudinsky, the detective that was murdered in prison.
I hated doing this because I hate my smile with teeth. This is part of this massive photo shoot. You and your fake family just go around the neighborhood taking random photos.
He and his dad were close?
Nobody closer.
Me, the photographer, my mom and dad, we knocked on this random couple's house and we're like, hi, could we use your driveway to pretend like we're playing basketball for FBI on CBS? They were like, sure. You maybe see 6 or 7 photos max, but we took easily around 100 photos. Now this scene, I did fail, and so they had to get a stunt double. This is not a set. It's all live. It's all actually in real New York.
Is that him?
Ray!
I hated those jeans so much. The whole context of this episode is that my character's dad was murdered in prison after taking the fall for other crooked cops. And so, seeking some type of vengeance, I'm going around taking out the cops that I feel like were responsible for taking out my dad. I'm overwhelmed. I'm now at a point I don't really know what to do next. I just want to see my mommy one last time before I get caught. And of course, the police have already gotten to her. That's my stunt double. They were very kind. They're like, Tristan, we'll have you do it a couple of times. See if you're able to do it, and if we even need your stunt double, he'll be on hand just in case. Go as fast as you can. And then I did it once. They're like, okay, Tristan, great job. We're gonna have your stunt double come on in now. I was not a good enough peddler for them. Yeah, see, that wasn't me. That garage was coming down and they didn't want to risk me messing up that timing. So they went ahead and made my stunt double, who had been practicing the timing with a garage door on a different set, because a lot of times they do stunt rehearsals where in a safe environment, they practice everything they're going to do. That was me. They at least trusted me to do a little turn. That was his first escape. Actually, his only escape until he dies at the end.
All right, take it easy.
FBI, drop your weapon!
Here's where I get to take my first cop hostage.
Oh my God. Hey, hang in there, okay? I'm gonna put pressure on it.
And it's me.
All right.
FBI, drop your weapon!
I'll shoot her.
I liked that, where I was observing the situation. I made sure to glance to my victim as I'm trying to show I'm sussing out what to do, and then I look to him from behind cover.
I'll kill her! I'll kill them both! I'll do it! I'll do it.
I like how it goes from a little bit of a scream, I'll do it, and it's showing I'm losing that control, and then I bring it back down to the I will do it. And something about seeing me have full control over the way I say that makes it so sincere, to where there's no question, I actually will do it. And that's why it's important to use volume as a way to signal control over yourself instead of as a way to exert power.
No need for that.
I'm very good at letting my eyes completely disassociate. One of the ways I love disassociating is having the dark binaural beats playing while looking at myself in a dark reflection. And it's really trippy, so it's easy to feel like the character. The guns, they do have a little bit of weight to them, which makes it easy to feel like you're actually holding a weapon. However, this gun specifically was completely fake, no blanks in it. They still constantly made sure that they had someone that would only allow me to have that gun when I was directly filming. As soon as we weren't filming, they took it away and made sure it was locked under safeguard. The difference between a set like this versus a set like Rust where bad shit happens. You'd rather them be overcautious than not cautious enough.
Easy.
I remember having a really tough time with this part. Obviously, I'm holding her hostage, and I just kept being so awkward with kicking the door. There were a couple of times I would do it too soft, a couple of times I'd do it a little too hard, and it was actually really tough to find the balance between the perfect door kick.
You hear me?
Ray.
Now's my character's time to shine. We're about to talk about an interesting contrast between how I felt versus how I perceive these next two scenes.
There's a way out of this, but only if you speak with me. I'm gonna keep calling you, so please answer your phone.
And this is interesting because obviously when it's edited together, you see those two sides. When I was filming my scenes, we didn't have any of that going. I didn't have anyone reading those lines. They basically had me, yeah, pretend like people are surrounding the house and you're hearing things, but I didn't actually have anything to play off of with that.
Answer your phone. I wanna know what you want.
Apparently my survival skills are awful because they kept saying, yeah, you would have been shot right there. You really need to hug that corner. So low-key I was being trained how to actually hold people hostage for this role.
She needs medical attention. She's gonna bleed to death.
Good. She framed my dad. She can suffer the way he did before she dies.
I just don't like my delivery. It feels kind of forced.
Come on, man. You got the math on this all wrong.
Which, oh yeah, right there, that was part of it where they were like, low-key, you kind of could have been shot right there, but it's fine. We want to see you kind of looking around and checking out. And this was part of why I felt like I was forcing a lot of the beginning of this scene, because I was getting frustrated with all of the like technical notes of hug that corner more, make sure you're really looking around. Like they kept saying that note over and over, and I was kind of like so focused on making sure I'm looking around that it was hard to be focused on actually my lines and my scene partners.
Okay, Ray. But think. All right, you're a detective's kid.
Just see spit coming in and out. This is one of those things. I did not know what was happening. I think we have 5 or 6 takes of this. I would hope I don't have spit coming in and out in every single take. And I remember cringing so hard when I was watching this because I was like, oh my God, I am so disgusting. But also, again, who is going to be holding 2 cops hostage and being like, oh wait, is my spit looking gross to y'all? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Let me wipe this spit out of the way so I can hold y'all hostage without grossing you out. Like, this character doesn't care. I enjoy it now because it's something I didn't plan that adds an extra level of rawness to this scene. Because he is over his head. He doesn't really know what he's doing. He is still a child just trying to find a weird way out of this. Another reason I was really struggling with this scene, I thought they cast the wrong actor. They were having me do something that was night and day 100% different from what I did in the audition tape. In the audition tape, it really did feel like I was a calculated killer. Everything was close to the chest. I let the venom rest in my eyes, but I didn't really have any volume to it. It was very calculated, premeditated. And I was so confused on set because I'm trying to balance what they're asking me to do versus what I did in the audition that booked me the role to begin with. This episode actually had multiple delays, and I was 100% convinced it's because they hated my performance, they regretted casting me, and they were actively reshooting it with a different actor.
This woman is a beat cop. She wasn't in that room. Didn't have access to that money. There's no way she could have been a part of a plan to frame your father.
I don't care.
I would do this scene so differently. This feels really forced as I'm watching it now. I thought this was some of the best acting of my career while I was doing it. And it's funny because the scene after this I thought was some of the worst acting of my career, and we'll get into my actual perception of it after this. Sometimes when you feel like the scene is going perfectly, that's actually when you're overdoing it. When you feel like the scene isn't going as it should, that's usually when you're actually capturing the proper energy and you're not adding too much of your actor goo to it.
All right, now you want justice for your father, and I get that. But you're not gonna get it by killing this woman.
She's convincing me a little bit. You see the handshake. A mistake a lot of beginning actors make is they'll just try to artificially shake their hand instead of giving actual stress. So what I did is I flexed every muscle I could in my arm. And what you see is I'm actually not shaking my hand intentionally. It's just a byproduct of me flexing my arm. And this makes it come across a lot more genuine and like it's actually happening because my body's under genuine stress than it does if I'm like trying to artificially show my hand is shaking.
Turn on your phone, Ray. Look, I can't get you.
This frame is peak disassociation. I was actually so in it that I went just to flare over where it needed to be.
Look, I can't get you anything, but they can. How long has it been since you've eaten? They can help with that.
Also, you will notice I'm glistening. That's not real sweat. Makeup comes in, they have this glycerin spray that they spray all over your face. When you're on set, you usually don't want to go 100% in your wider shots. They'll usually start with your wide shots, so you don't want to waste all of your emotion, all of your energy until you get to that close-up, because the close-up is where your performance needs to be the best possible, because it's where the audience sees every little thing. The downside to doing that is the energy I have in this 3/4 shot feels completely different from the energy we just saw in my close-up shot. The props department really appreciated me that I flashed the phone to camera. I didn't have to, but because we had just talked about it while he was getting the phone set up, he fully animated the entire screen. He had to create a whole interface that they could use for this fake phone. After talking with him about it, seeing how much work into it, I decided, let me flash it to camera to make sure his work is at least seen.
Ray?
I just want food, okay?
We can definitely do that. Just give us 20 minutes and we'll get you some pizza.
Go.
What else do you need?
So that we can end this right now without anyone else getting hurt.
Dane.
I think they had a PA reading the lines opposite me, and obviously a PA is not an actor. They're not fully capturing that same intensity. I didn't have Missy in the room with me at that time because I think she was filming something else with B team. I think some of my performance, I'm hyper conscious on trying to figure out what the person on the other end of the line is giving me, that I'm becoming a little too internalized with it. Oh, we're about to see my least favorite moment in my entire acting career.
You took Dane out.
Don't lie to me. I have my dad's old scanner. I know he's still alive.
Oh my god, I hate that line so much. That's the most cringy delivery I've had in my entire life as an actor. I know that's very harsh, and I know most people watching this probably don't have the same reaction to me, but it's because I know I could do so much better. Me as an actor, I know all of my tells.
He's seriously wounded, Ray. And even if he weren't, you know we can't bring him here.
Yes, you can! You have 30 minutes!
In my audition, I was just like, you have 30 minutes, okay? Whereas my director kept saying, no, 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 we need you to yell, we need you to scream, we need you to build that intensity. And I was really struggling to get there because it was so different from how I had prepped it. The director knows best. They're looking at it from the bird's eye view. They know what they need to see from Ray to make the overall story make sense. This is one of the most valuable skill sets you can develop as an actor, is the ability to be malleable, to go into each performance with an air of, I don't really know how this is gonna go. If you perfectly plan every little moment, not only will it feel robotic, but it also makes it impossible to change. Instead of being selfishly dedicated to the choice you planned that maybe makes you look good, you need to be willing to change it in a way that makes the story look good.
Ray.
30 minutes, or I'm killing them both! You hear me?
I love that, and that's 100% my director John Polson's note, where I'm yelling it so loud they can hear me not through the phone, but from outside, where it's not only saying to Missy's character, hey, you better get this shit done, it's also making sure every single person out there knows I mean business and knows that I am not bluffing.
Ray! I don't know if I can talk him off the ledge.
You can't.
Well, if we can't, we'll stall him out until we get a clean shot.
This moment we're about to see.
Ray, if you end this now, I give you my word. I won't rest until Detective Dane is brought to justice.
I have his justice right here.
Not the sexual lip bite. What I'm saying I have is justice right here. Hey, this character gets turned on by some justice. This is, again, not at all something I planned. In fact, I remember watching this, I was like, wait, I bit my lip? When did that happen? It makes it an interesting moment that no other actor playing this character probably would have brought.
That all cops are dirty, stinking liars! All of them!
Now I'm actually ducking below the window and being a smart person, not getting shot in the face.
Dane's not coming.
Even though Dane did actually just pop up.
Because nobody cares. Just like nobody cared about my dad.
When my dad watched this episode, he gave me the biggest kudos because he was like, it was so cool how you like put on a different voice for the second scene to really show like how much intensity was happening. And I was not putting on a voice. What happened is when I worked on Stranger Things, Millie would scream before each take to get her body into the intensity of the scene, and I did the exact same thing with this show. Because I was screaming before the take, I started to slowly lose my voice, which made it sound a lot more raspy than it did in the scene right before this. And it's great because it shows that there's a little bit more intensity, but it was absolutely not intentional.
You have a right to be upset.
What'd you say?
What I did to your dad. Well, we all did. There was no excuse.
Hey, take it easy, okay? You lost a lot of blood.
You stop talking. You said that I have a right to be upset. Why?
I despised this scene while I was filming it. I actually called my agent right after. It was just like, I did the worst performance of my whole career. That was so bad. Because when I was doing this scene, I just wasn't getting there. I felt like I wasn't hitting the mark, like I wasn't getting to that intensity that I envisioned the scene ultimately would be. But me watching it now, I feel like if I went beyond what you're about to see, it would have just been melodramatic. So I think ironically, this scene, despite me leaving feeling like it was some of the worst acting of my career, is my favorite scene from this entire episode.
Because I lied. I testified that your dad got to the crime scene before Gerard and Dane, but he had gotten there after.
Why? Why would you say that?
I'm letting it hit me, but in a very subtle way. My actor brain would have loved if it was like, why? And then tears are streaming down my face, and now it's so in the audience's face that they cringe. You think it's about having these huge, big breakdowns, but the reality is the big, huge breakdowns are not real to life. They often don't ring true. When we see that struggle between wanting to keep your composure, but losing that control, that's more impactful than just throwing shit to the wall.
When your dad was arrested, Gerard and Dane told me that he was a dirty cop who had stolen all that cash. They said that if I didn't...
Thank goodness I didn't have as many lines right here, because I really was starting to lose my voice.
Your dad was gonna take us all down. It was the only thing that I could do.
The only thing you could do? My dad could have cut a deal. He'd still be alive.
Look, you wanted the truth, right? Now you've got it.
Yeah, because she finally told the truth, right? And the truth is that all cops are dirty, stinking liars! All of them!
The other reason why I'm happy I did not go as high intensity as I thought I should have is me finally letting her have it and screaming at her on this moment pays off because the rest of the scene wasn't in that same register.
And my dad!
I don't think I've ever played a role I got paid for that did not have some type of daddy issues.
He'd still be alive if it weren't for you. He'd be here.
The way they do it is they have that shot where, as you saw, she kind of sort of tackles me. They cut before I actually hit the floor, and then you see the cops come in, you cut to us, we're struggling. So we never actually filmed a moment where I'm hitting the ground. Now we get to the struggle.
Get the hell off her!
So you hear the gunshot. Their idea is that, ooh, who got shot, Ray or Tiffany Wallace? But the problem is it's so murky. It's just like we're wrestling on the ground and then there's a gunshot. And I remember even too, we were like sort of confused while we were filming it. We were trying to, in our heads, map out how this struggle goes. And I kept being like, if the struggle is happening, why have I not shot her yet? And even when you look at it, like the gun falls out of my hand, not her hand. So it's like, clearly I was the one in full control of the gun. And I remember on Twitter when the show's coming out, there were some people that talked about how like weird of a shot that whole thing was. But what is cool is I am the reason that the character ends up going to a lot of therapy. So my character becomes kind of like a pivotal moment in her character's journey, which is pretty cool. If you got value or enjoyed this breakdown, you'll also love this video right here where I break down my performance as number 2 in season 4 of Stranger Things.